All right, let's get to it on this ugly day in the market. Oh, can you say inflation? So I guess the market just taking a downturn. It's already been correcting, but now that we got these inflation numbers, which is like, what is that? I think the biggest month over month inflation since like 1980 something, 81, I think. That's insane. So the market didn't take that good. Right? Is this the beginning of something huge? Or is it going to turn around? I mean, Fed Powell's on taking the other side, thinks this stuff is temporary. So we don't get into all that stuff on this channel, but that's the reason why the stocks went down. So today we're going to just talk about two things. I got some good news, I think, and I got some bad news, all right? And we're just going to talk about the S&P and we're going to talk about the Qs. But let's look at all the indices real quick at a glance on this FinViz. All right, so you're looking at FinViz, my favorite website when it comes to charts. And just look at, man, it's trending day down. Man, they open below the averages, I should say below the zero, all right? They gap down and just trended down all day, Dow down 681. Y'all know this, man. NASDAQ, ugly day, 357, S&P. Oh, man, so I want to bring you into the charts. Oh, and we can look at the heat map real quick. And there's really nothing to look at, but put your sunglasses on before you take a glance because everything is basically in bright red. There's really nowhere to hide. A few drug stocks, a few of the oils, and I guess you know what's going on with that. But, oh, man, just ugly. So let's look at some of the news that I want to show you. And we're going to start with the SPY. I have the weekly chart up. And this is the news. You see this channel, right? I got the channel going and it's in an upward trend and it's a steep upward trend. And if I can zoom in right here, I got the wrong thing up. Let me zoom in right here at the very top. And you can see how we was at the top of the channel and then boom, big bar brings us right to basically the bottom of the channel. We kind of not quite there yet, maybe a little further to go before maybe we catch a bounce. Or, I mean, we could slice right through it. So let me bring up the Qs before I go ahead and show you the bad news. All right, so the SPY looks like it just has a little bit, maybe a little bit more to go to hit the bottom of that channel for a possible bounce. And I'm not doing a vertical, or I should say horizontal support and resistance. I'm doing these channels because they've been working. Look at the Qs, how it's been working so perfect here, right? We got the bounce at every time we hit the bottom of this channel. We bounced, right? Bounce, bounce, bounce. We are there right now. So can we take a bounce? The only thing I don't like of what's going on here is that this top, and remember, I was worried at first, and I should have remained worried. But I was like, you never know. Maybe this is a pause for the cause before it continues to go to the top of the channel. But it didn't even go to the top of the channel. It's coming to the bottom. You didn't see that. Right, this thing was just hitting the bottom, top, right, bottom. It can't even reach the top, and now we're already at the bottom. So, and look at that slow stochastic just turning. I mean, it's just getting ready to turn and burn. So, I don't think this is going to hold. It can. We could bounce. So let's just see. Let's just wait and see. Remember, these are weekly charts, right? I got the weekly up. So we have another 2 days to go, Thursday and Friday trading before we get the full weekly candle. But there it is. I can pull up the daily real quick, and we're right there. We are right there as, what's his name? Carterworth. Traded right there to the penny. So there we are, to the penny at the bottom of the channel. Can we bounce and start bringing this thing a little higher? And I don't know, do we go to the top of the channel, but maybe we get a bounce, and that'll be a good time to correct any of your positions or whatever, because I tell you what, man, I'm getting destroyed. I'm long. If you're long, you're destroyed. I'm long, I'm destroyed. Everybody's destroyed this long. Only way you're not destroyed is if you're not long. or you short, right? So anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, this will resolve itself tomorrow or Friday, right? So let's keep an eye on that. Now, let's look at the bad news. All right, so the bad news is this. The good news is I was bringing up dailies and weeklies. The bad news is when you pull up the monthly, And this is real concerning to me, right? So there is the monthly. Yeah, that's it. Straight up. So let me clear. I'm going to clear. All right, I'm going to clear my channels off, okay? So you can see what's going on. And this goes back to 2001. And you can see from 2001 to 2009, even though it was a bull market for the most part, up as, exclude 2008, it wasn't steep. And then after the 2008 crash, we'll call it, it was kind of steep. But let's go ahead and just draw a simple, I just want to draw this angle out. I'm not even going to try to trend line it. Just draw that angle. And for the most part, it's like that, right? And you can see how far overextended we are. This is where I just be concerned. I'd be concerned. I've been concerned about this all year. Last year was such a freak year with this up, everything just up. And maybe this is the blow off, right? Because if we get into a inflation problem, oh my gosh, and it could actually be ugly. It could be ugly, and you could see you're getting a little taste of it right now, and you could see where we should be trading. And even if it got here, let's say we came all the way down on the Qs to 184, 186. Guess what? Although that level is 45% to the downside, we're still in the uptrend. Right? That's what's crazy, right? Can you imagine dropping 45% and everything is all good? So I worry about this. I'm going to worry about this for a while. This can also resolve itself just by going sideways for years, for years, but or maybe a slow trend down just to get back on trend, right? If it were to do something like that, this is showing me at the year 2026, right? Just to get back on trend. So are we going to do a steep drop? I don't know. We might continue from here. This could be the new trend, as far as we know. Who knows? But that's very steep. I just don't think so. Okay, this is going to correct. I'm not saying tomorrow, this week, next month, next year. It's going to correct sometime. This is not the stock market angles. Just don't do that. This angle is 65% to the upside. I mean, come on, that's crazy. So that's what bothers me with the month. Now, I'm going to bring up the S&P. I'm going to bring up the futures because I already got drawings on here. And I want you to see what's going on with this. And I'll go ahead and clear this line out. Let me see. You gotta clean this up a little bit and maybe clear. Maybe clear this line out. There we go. And I used to bring this up all the time when we was rallying, and you can see this little gray area. This is what I was expecting to happen before we took off. But look how we broke out of that bullhorn, right? We broke out to the upside, just straight through. So is it now that's just going to, bring it down like that? I don't know. I mean, is it going to do something like that? I don't know. I mean, that's insane. That's crazy. I know we just down a little bit here. Oh my gosh, that's saying down 44% as well, 45%. I know we just down a little bit today, and it's a little too early to be worrying about this kind of stuff, but you never know. You just never know. So I just want y'all to keep that in mind. That's all. Keep how we are way off trend. So let me go ahead and clear this out. Let's clear the whole drawing, right? And we could kind of just go with this trend line here, right? We could use that one. You can see how much farther we got to go to get on trend. Or we could do this one here, right? And you can see there's a little gap. But I worry about, that's what I worry about, right? And, we already looked at I got a little text. Hey, I'm making a video. We got a little, look at that Qs. That's insane, and the Qs is what everyone is dumping because of the inflation and these interest rates, possible interest rates, where the interest rates will be going. And there's a lot of room to come down. There's a lot of room to come down. I mean, a lot of room to come down. So that's what I'm worried about here. Now, remember the good news? We're at the bottom of the weekly channel. We can possibly bounce here and everything will be all good. But always keep that in the back of your head that we could go down like 45% and still be on a long-term trend to the upside. And that's what concerns me. And I got to actually start thinking more about that picture because I got suckered in. I was afraid of it. I wasn't placing a lot of trades, last year. Remember, I kept talking about I hate things that go straight up, but everything was going straight up, everything. And I'm like, I was just getting left behind. So I got on board. I was enjoying the profits. Everything's all good. Hey, I'm celebrating with everyone. And I'm thinking this is the new normal. But you know what? This week has just got me thinking it's not the new normal. I think we go into the old normal, maybe. And maybe this is the start because this is a major change of the picture that we never had for the longest, right? Inflation's been tame for the longest, and now we've seen the biggest jump since 1981. That is insane. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And you guys, you see the inflation. I mean, everywhere I go, it's higher prices. Now, I know the government tries to strip out food, energy, and what do they do? Food, energy, and the stuff that matters, right? You can't strip that out. That's the stuff that we spend the most of our money on. But, they try to make it look good, but it is what it is. It doesn't even matter. Everything is just going up. It's just crazy. It's really crazy. So I worry about that stuff. Now, if you look at some of the individual stocks, which we didn't do in this video, and I'm not, y'all go ahead and look at your stocks, the favorite stocks. Y'all know the ones. Kathy Wood stock's getting short, ARKK, right? It's down almost, 40% or something like that. There's a lot of stocks that's getting destroyed. That's deeper than what we see now. So you're like, wow, these, it makes me think, well, we can't have too much of a correction. A lot of these stocks are already down 40%. I don't know, maybe they can go down another 40%. I don't know, but there's a lot of stocks, especially in tech, where these things were just going straight up. So pull out your charts and see if you got that straight upness, I'll call it, and does it have time to correct? And we'll pull up a few later on in the week, but I've been in some of the reopening stocks, but even these things ain't even working. When the market's going down on a day like this, it's like everybody's selling everything, and there's just nowhere to hide. So, I worry. I just want you to not necessarily worry, but I just want you to keep those images or thoughts in the back of your head, how we was going straight up for so long. Let me show you this chart once more time. Let me show you this chart one more time. All right, so this is the Qs, okay? And I'm gonna kind of remove the drawing again, and I got the monthly up. Let's just connect those bottoms, right? And you can see where it just goes insane, and it just started at the low of last year. So when we crashed during that pandemic, right? We really just came down to trend. Nothing. Look at that. We just came down to trend. It was normal. It was painful, but we just came down to trend. Uptrend still intact. And we just took off, right? This thing is up 100% in 1 year. An index of 100 stocks up 100% in 1 year. And you could see, even if we were to 50% correct that, you could do this math in your head. We got to go down 50%. Somewhere around here, we can go down to 250 or so. Somewhere up here. But we still above the trend line. This is what I want you to keep in mind because I worry. I think some of these stocks is a good deal now, but you look at some of the price to sales and price to earnings, they're not. We're just so used to, we've been up for a year, we're so used to just looking at these premium prices for these stocks. So I might have to, I trade leaps. I might have to, and it's a funny thing, I already did during some of the downtrend, kind of change some of the positions to where I really want to be concentrated in and got rid of a lot of the bullshit, a lot of the speculation. But I might have to really do some changes, do some serious changes on this one. Because even if we were to correct, let's say we bounce and we start going up again, with that angle, that straight up angle, will just be more straight upness. It's just gonna, and that is, I'm telling you, that is not sustainable. It is not sustainable. So I am worried about that. If we don't correct now, let's say this is the beginning, it's gonna be later, right? It's gonna be later. So just keep that in mind. That's all I wanted to start. So we talked about, for the most part, the market. We talked about the Qs, SPY, and these interest rates is going crazy. By the way, you got Bitcoin going down and the Doge. I thought that, just seemed like those should be moving opposites. So nothing's safe. Nothing's safe, right? So everything is just crazy straight up, and maybe all of us just need this correction. All of us need to be like, just slap a wake-up call. Everyone, right? Because everyone's in the market. They just, it's crazy. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? We just need to be slapped and get the reality slapped back into us that this game is hard. And it's not easy money doing this stuff, right? So, all right, so there's the video. Let me know if you like it, you agree, just put all your comments below. And I hope you had a good day and really kind of examine your portfolio, especially the bullshit stocks. They're getting destroyed. Even though they're down a lot, they could still be more destroyed. So just keep an eye out. I mean, just kind of glance over your portfolio, make sure you really want to hold these particular things. All right, so thanks for watching, everyone. Comments, subscribe, like, all that. I'm out. Dre Trades. Peace.